Hi everybody, so we're going to go back into our mobility flow series. And so mobility flows, if anybody didn't tune in last week, we did one for the lower back and pelvis. This is basically a series of movements that I want to encourage everybody to do, or just take pauses through the day to go through a series of these movements. There's basically just mobilizations going through different ranges of motion that we should be capable of going through with certain parts of our body, and you can do this as a way to break up your day, just to mobilize your body, or as a way to keep it from getting too adapted to that same position. If you're, for example, someone that sits long periods of time through the day, it might be a good idea to get some pauses in there just to mobilize those joints, prevent things getting too stiff and adapt to that one position. Anyway, another way you can use this is, or how I like to use it, is as a warm-up for my physical activity. So if I'm going to the gym, I'm doing an upper body day, I might do a thoracic mobility scan, a shoulder mobility scan, just kind of a movement flow. And I'm just looking for areas of restriction, trying to gain some introspection into what my body's doing that day. And then I might spend a bit more time on certain areas if something's feeling a bit painful and not moving so well, or a bit stiff. I might try to work more on those specific areas. But anyway, today we're going to go through a mobility scan or mobility flow for the upper back. This is basically a series of movements done gently and fluidly, and I want to encourage you, if you notice any areas that aren't moving so well, or it feels a bit stiff or sore or tense, maybe we'll spend a bit more time on those areas, doing a bit more exercises. Maybe we're adding a bit more external stress to that area, like a weight or something like that, to mobilize a little bit better. But if something's nagging you, causing you a lot of pain, please book a consult, find out what's going on there. Don't leave it and just ignore those issues. Find out if there's anything that's maybe more tailored to your needs. Everybody's a little bit different, but we're going to go through a thoracic mobility scan today, and I'm going to start with a foam roller because, for myself, I work hunched over a table or a desk for long periods of time. I'm luckily able to move a lot through the day, but nevertheless, I do have a more of a rounded upper back. I've always been like that, and I find a lot of benefit or a lot of relief from going into extension postures. So I'm going to start with a bit of a foam roller here behind me. I'm just going to place this foam roller down more or less below my shoulder blades. So not really in the lower part of the lower back, but the lower part of my upper back, my thoracic spine. And in this position, I'm just going to cross my arms over. I'm going to start to mobilize into extension. So I'm lifting the arms up. Again, I want to lift my arms or bring the arms with this. The elbows, for example, guide it, because that's actually going to ensure that I'm extending at my thoracic spine. If I just kind of go back like this, I'm probably not creating too much extension through my thoracic spine. But if I go like it, up and through with the arms, I'm trying to add some breathing to this as I go into these positions. I'm just doing a few repetitions, maybe I'll slide down a little bit more, right around the area of my shoulder blades, and again, a few more repetitions, lifting and breathing. And in this position, I might hang out in this extended position and just kind of rock to the side a little bit if you feel comfortable in this position. Just playing around a little bit with it. Again, a few more repetitions, and then I'm sliding down a bit more, and again, a few more repetitions. So that's where I'm starting, just kind of a passive mobilization over a foam roller, and then I might turn over onto my hands and knees, and I might do this more of an active way where I'm getting into kind of flexion extension with my upper back. So I'm doing a cat-cow or a cat-camel. I'm going to involve the lower back and the neck as I'm doing this as well, but ultimately my arms want to stay straight, nice and strong position here. I'm going to try and push my chest towards the floor, and then round and push the upper back up towards the ceiling. Okay, and I might do, again, maybe 12-50 repetitions of that, or about a minute, and then switching to the next exercise. The next one I might do is I might just kneel against a wall, and I might go through some rotation. So for the thoracic spine, it is involved a lot with flexion extension. It's also able to do a lot of rotation, but we might not do a lot of these movements on a regular basis, so we're going to do some now. So another way we can do this is we can go up against a wall. I might use a yoga block to pin against the wall, just so I'm not rotating too much to my lower body. I'm going to focus on my thoracic spine, arm forward, hands touch, and then just open as far as I can. Just moving into and out of this range of motion, nice and fluid. And as you get to the end, maybe push a little bit into that last bit, just if I feel a little bit of restriction. And then again, other side. And again, a few repetitions that side. And the last exercise that I might do, I might come back to a kneeling position here. And I might just grab my arms around themselves, and I'm just trying to go into a little bit of a roll. So kind of rolling around, extend the chest, kind of do most of the movement here. So the chest is kind of guiding this, caving, and then up. And then I might just round and extend a little bit, let the shoulders kind of move a little, do some big circles with my shoulders. Anyway, the point is I want to get you moving, exploring kind of different movements, and then not worrying too much about what exactly you're doing, but just kind of committing to a series of movements, trying to feel what is going on in your body as you're doing them, but ultimately just moving through them in a nice, smooth fashion, and then going on with the rest of your day, or starting with your actual workout. But good way to gain some information about what's going on with your body on that day. Let me know if you have any questions. Next week, I believe we'll do one for either the neck, shoulders, hips, or ankles, so our lower body. Anyway, talk to you soon.